Is there something wrong with your Kenmore washer? In today's Appliance Helpers Repair Guide, we'll be discussing error codes, troubleshooting, and repair tips. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Check out our website for more information. There's a link in the description. Enjoy the video. If you're looking for help fixing your Kenmore washer, look no further. Our comprehensive Kenmore washer error code guide will explain common issues, provide tips, and show you how to read your model's error codes. Code: lid lock LED flashing. Problem: indicates the control recorded one of the error codes shown below. Fix: enter the diagnostic test mode to read the error code. Code: F0E2. Problem: excessive suds. Fix: use only high efficiency detergent. Reduce the quantity of detergent to prevent excessive suds. Code: F0E4. Problem: high water temperature in the rinse cycle. Fix: make sure that fill hoses are properly connected. Check the resistance of the thermistor temperature sensor. It should measure around 50 ohms, 50.000 ohms at 77 degrees. If the thermistor is defective, replace it. Code: F0E5. Problem: unbalanced load. Fix: redistribute the load inside the spin basket. If that doesn't help, then check the suspension rods and springs. If a suspension rod and spring is broken or damaged, replace all of the suspension rods and springs. The replacement part is a kit that has all 4 rods. Springs. Code: F1E1. Problem: main electronic control board failure. Fix: unplug the washer. Check the wiring connections on the main electronic control board in the console. If the wiring connections are okay, then the main electronic control board will usually need to be replaced. Code: F1E2. Problem: motor control error on main electronic control board failure. Fix: unplug the washer. Check the wiring connections on the main electronic control board and the drive motor. If the wiring connections are okay, then the drive motor windings will need to be checked for resistance. If the drive motor is bad, replace it. If the drive motor is okay, the main electronic control board will usually need to be replaced. Code: F2E1. Problem: stuck key. Fix: this code is for models with a digital display. One or more keys on the user interface were actuated for 15 seconds or longer. If a key is stuck and cannot be freed up, then the user interface control will need to be replaced. Code: F2E3. Problem: mismatch of the main electronic control board and the user interface control. Fix: this code is for models with a digital display. It typically occurs when an incompatible control component, main electronic control board or user interface control, is replaced in the console. Check the replacement part numbers and reorder the correct part. Code: F3E1. Problem: water level pressure sensor fault. Fix: unplug the washer. Check the air hose connection between the bottom of the tub and the water level pressure switch on the main electronic control board in the console. If no problems are found, then the main electronic control board, which includes the water level pressure switch, will usually need to be replaced. Code: F3E2. Problem: inlet water temperature fault. Fix: unplug the washer. Open the console and check the resistance through the thermistor circuit black wires. It should measure around 50 ohms, 50.000 ohms at room temperature. If the thermistor is defective, replace it. The thermistor is a component in the inlet valve assembly wiring harness. Code: F5E1. Problem: lid switch fault. Fix: this code is displayed if start is pressed with the lid open. If the lid switch on the lid lock, switch assembly ISNT detecting the condition of the washer lid properly, then the lid lock switch assembly will need to be replaced. Code: F5E2. Problem: lid lock fault. Fix: unplug the washer. Check the lid lock switch assembly for debris or an item that is interfering with the lock strike being engaged by the lid lock mechanism. If no interference is apparent, then the lid lock switch assembly will usually need to be replaced. Code: F5E3. Problem: lid unlock fault. Fix: unplug the washer. Lift the top panel of the washer to access the lid lock switch assembly. Try to manually unlock the washer lid without breaking the lid lock switch assembly and the lock strike. If the components are damaged, replace them. If the lid lock switch assembly won't lock and unlock properly, replace it. Code: F5E4. Problem: lid not opened between cycles. Fix: if the washer is started several times without the lid ever being opened, then this code appears. If the lid is actually being opened between cycles but the control doesn't detect it, then the door lock switch assembly will typically need to be replaced. Code F7E1. Problem: basket speed sensor fault. Fix: see if the spin basket rotates freely. If not, then examine and replace any defective drive components. If the basket spins properly, unplug the washer and check the wiring connections on the shifter assembly. That component has an optical tachometer. If the wiring connections are okay, then that shifter will usually need to be replaced. Code F7E5. Problem: shifter assembly fault. Fix: the main electronic control board cannot determine the position of the drive system shifter. Unplug the washer and check the wiring harness connections on the main electronic control board and the shifter assembly. If the wiring connections are okay, then the shifter assembly will usually need to be replaced. Code F7E6. Problem: motor fault. Fix: unplug the washer and check the wiring connections on the drive motor. If the wiring connections are okay, then the drive motor will typically need to be replaced. Code F7E7. Problem: the motor is unable to reach the target RPM. Fix: rotate the spin basket to see if it spins freely. If not, then a garment could be stuck between the outer tub and the spin basket. A problem with drive components could also cause excess friction. Inspect the drive components and replace parts as needed. Code F8E1. Problem: not filling or long fill time. Fix: water ISNT being detected as entering the washer. If the washer ISNT filling, check the water supply faucets behind the washer to make sure that they are fully open. Check the fill hoses and inlet water valves. If the inlet water valve assembly is defective, replace it. If water is entering the machine but not being detected, then the main electronic control board, which includes the water level pressure switch, will usually need to be replaced. Code F8E3. Problem: overflow condition. Fix: if the washer is overfilling, check the inlet water valves. If the valves are not shutting off water flow, then replace the inlet water valve assembly. If the washer ISNT actually overflowing, then the main electronic control board, which includes the water level pressure switch, will typically need to be replaced. Code F8E5. Problem: hot and cold fill hoses are reversed. Fix: check the fill hoses. If they are connected properly, then the inlet water thermistor temperature sensor will probably need to be replaced. That component is part of the inlet water valve wire harness. Code F9E1. Problem: long drain time. Fix: the washer ISNT draining after the drain pump runs for 10 minutes. Check the washer drain and the drain hose for clogs or restrictions. If the drain path is clear, unplug the washer and check the drain pump. If the drain pump is defective, replace it. Code wash LED on. Problem: no fill or long fill. Fix: water ISNT being detected as entering the washer. If the washer ISNT filling, check the water supply faucets behind the washer to make sure that they are fully open. Check the fill hoses and inlet water valves. If the inlet water valve assembly is defective, replace it. If water is entering the machine but not being detected, then the main electronic control board, which includes the water level pressure switch, will usually need to be replaced. Code spin LED on. Problem: long drain time. Fix: the washer did not drain after the drain pump has been running for 10 minutes. Check the washer drain and the drain hose for clogs or restrictions. If the drain path is clear, unplug the washer and check the drain pump. If the drain pump is defective, replace it. If you're looking for help fixing your Kenmore washer, look no further. Our comprehensive Kenmore washer troubleshooting guide will explain common issues, provide tips, and show you how to read your model's error codes. Bad lid switch. If your washing machine does not stop every time you open the lid, your lid switch is bad. You may have to replace the lid switch. Clogged waste hose. If your washing machine does not drain the wastewater, the waste hose might be clogged. If the waste hose is only clogged, the repair is as easy as removing and unclogging the waste hose. Bad drain pump. If the waste hose has no clogs, the problem may be a bad drain pump. The drain pump could have a clog in it. 2. Since the drain pump has a translucent cover, the clog should be visible. If removing the clog in the drain pump has no effect, there may be a problem with it. Bad pump motor. If the waste hose installation guide and the drain pump installation guide did not solve the problem, it may be the motor. Since the motor provides the drain pump with the power to drain, the motor will have to be replaced. Broken drive belt. If your drive belt is broken, the motor cannot turn the tub. Bad tub motor. If your motor is not working, you will have to replace it. Make sure the washing machine is unplugged from the electrical outlet. If you're looking for help fixing your Kenmore washer, look no further. Our comprehensive Kenmore washer repair guide will explain common issues, provide tips, and maybe show you how to repair your appliance. For the home, kitchen, and beyond, Kenmore manufactures appliances that homeowners have come to trust. Even a trustworthy appliance requires occasional maintenance or repair. However, if you're in need of Kenmore appliance repair from experienced professionals, your local appliance helper can help. Kenmore washer won't spin. Lid switch assembly. The lid switch assembly prevents the washer from spinning when the lid is open. If the lid switch assembly fails, the washer will not spin. To determine if the lid switch assembly is defective, use a multimeter to test the lid switch for continuity. If the lid switch does not have continuity, replace it. Kenmore washer is making a loud noise. Bearing. The tub bearing is mounted in the middle of the outer tub. The tub bearing helps to keep the inner tub spinning smoothly. Replacing the tub bearing is a very involved repair and will require disassembling most of the washer. If the tub bearing is defective, we recommend replacing both the outer tub and bearing. Kenmore washer won't agitate. Agitator repair kit. If the washer won't agitate, replacing the agitator repair kit may solve the problem. The kit contains the agitator components that are most likely to wear out or fail. If any of the parts are worn out, stripped, or damaged, replace the kit. Kenmore washer won't drain. Drain pump. Sometimes, small objects or articles of clothing can get caught in the drain pump. To determine if anything is blocking the drain pump, remove the drain pump and check the pump for obstructions. If the drain pump is clear of obstructions but is still noisy during the drain cycle, replace the drain pump. Kenmore washer vibrating or shaking. Shock absorber. One or more of the shock absorbers might be broken or worn out. The shock absorbers dampen the vibration of the washer tub. If one or more of the shock absorbers are worn out, the washer will vibrate or shake. Sometimes, when a washer is moved to another location, the shock absorbers can separate. Check the shock absorbers to ensure that they are positioned correctly, and inspect them for damage and wear. If one or more of the shock absorbers are broken or worn out, we recommend replacing all of the shock absorbers as a preventative measure. Kenmore washer fills slowly or will not fill at all. Water inlet valve. The water inlet valve opens to allow water to enter the washing machine. If the water inlet valve is defective, the wash may fill slowly or not fill at all. The water inlet valve requires sufficient water pressure to function properly. First, check the water pressure to determine that it is adequate. If the water pressure is adequate, try cleaning the screens inside the water inlet valve hose connection ports. If the washer still fills slowly, replace the water inlet valve. Kenmore washer leaking water. Drain pump. The drain pump pumps water out the drain hose. If the drain pump is cracked or damaged, or if the bearings are worn out, the drain pump may leak water. The drain pump is not repairable if the pump is leaking water. Replace it. Kenmore washer won't start. Timer. The timer is frequently misdiagnosed. Before replacing the timer, first check all of the more commonly defective parts. To determine if the timer is defective, consult your washer's wiring diagram and use a multimeter to test the timer for continuity. Kenmore washer won't spin or agitate. Drive belt. Inspect the drive belt to determine if it is broken or if it is loose on the pulleys. If the drive belt is broken or loose, replace it. Thanks for watching. Be sure to like and subscribe, and stay tuned for more repair guides.